Welcome back everyone to the Blender Creator course, Stylized 3D Models. Now let's go to our Asset Manager and let's try and make up for that little bit of time that we actually lost. So wooden blocks is not this one. We want to go up to here. We want to go to current file and there's our wooden blocks. And for some reason, our wooden blocks, small bricks, here they are. Wooden blocks are now appearing. Weren't appearing before, so maybe there's a little bit of a bug here. I'm not actually sure. Anyway, let's bring in the 1 meter. Let's bring it up, and we're going to use this along this side. So RZ 90. Let's pull it into place. Just very, very small parts. These, let's pull it into place like so, making sure that it is into that wood. And then what we'll do is we'll just bring it across. So Shift D, bring it across. Like so, spin it round, so RZ 180, make sure it's into that piece of wood, grab them both, and then what I'm going to do is press S and Y, like so, double tap the A, yep, and I think that looks absolutely fine. Now we just want a block of wood going this way, blocks of wood going this way, and of course blocks of wood going this way, and then finally, we just want our actual wall on here. Alright, so now let's come in and we need something a little bit bigger, so 1.5. I think we'll bring these two in, so these two like so. And then what I'll do is I'll bring this one. So I'm going to press 1, put this one into place, like so, put it back, just there, and then bring this one, same thing. Okay, press 1. Let's put it into where some sort of place it's going to be, so something like that. And then pull it out. Now remember, on this one, we're actually going to have the roof actually coming over the top. So we just need to take that into account. All I'm going to do now is just put these side bits in. So I'm going to press Shift D to duplicate this one, rotate it round, RY90, put it into this place here. And then once I've got this one in place, I'm going to actually bring in my roof. I'm going to press the S button to shrink this down a little bit as well. And we can see that this is a little bit out. So you can see that it needs to be probably up to, yeah, it's kind of a little bit out. So what I'm going to do instead, I'm going to grab this, portional editing on. I'm going to see if I can get away with pulling that out a little bit, like so, and then pull it out this way a little bit. And again, don't be too scared to change these things. And then what I'm going to do is grab this one, Shift D, bring it over. And then RZ 90, let's spin that round. And let's put this in place, like so. All right, now let's bring in our roof. So the first thing we'll do is we'll delete this out of the way. We don't need this anymore. That is what it looks like so far, as you can see, pretty nice. Now let's bring in a roof. So I'm thinking I could use this one, but I want to keep this one because I want to actually use it on there. So if I press Alt H, just want to make sure that's there. Okay. I want to make sure that I use it along here because these are the same size tiles. So what I could do instead is I could just duplicate this now. So Shift D, because then that will be the same size tiles. What I then can do is I can come over to Geometry Node. And what I can do is rather than this bend here, I can just set this back then to roof angle, right click. Where is it? Reset to default value, and there we go, we've got a straight roof now while keeping those tile sizes. Now let's bring down the horizontal count, so let's bring it down. Let's put it in some type of place. We don't actually want this part bent or anything like that. It's too small actually. So what we want is we just want it like this, but we want it a different angle, of course, so the rotation is going to be like this and maybe even more. So we'll rotate it like this and put it into place. I'm thinking that's probably going to work out pretty nice. Let's remove the vertical ones and let's put it back into place and see if we've got this now. I think one more like so. Let's put it back in. Maybe one more. There we go. Yeah, that's looking good like that. Like so. And then let's remove some of the horizontal ones. There. And that might be just about perfect. All right, now what I want to do is I just want to squish it in a little bit. So S and X, pull it in a little bit, like so. And now I think I can work with that. Now on something so small, we don't really need to put any planks underneath. Not for something like this. We're gonna have a jaws poking over there, I think. Actually, I think I might. No, I'm gonna leave them like that. I think actually that's looking. Just gonna have a look from here. Yeah, that looks absolutely fine. Just making sure they're leveled up. Okay, so what we need now is just some piece of wood. So I'm just gonna grab this one. I'm gonna press Shift D, bring it up, and then spin it round. So R, Z, 180. And then what I'm gonna do is press S and X. No, S and Y. Just pull it out a little bit. 3 to go into side view. And then I just want to probably making a little bit thinner this one. So S and Z, a little bit thinner. And then R, X, and get it to the right angle. So you can see that angle's a little bit out. So R, X, right angle. We don't want to bend this or anything like that. We actually want to make this just a little bit easier for ourselves. So I'm just going to slot in there. And then all I'm going to do is I'm going to grab the end of it. And I'm going to put this onto normal. And then pull it out with proportional editing on. And now you can see that I just need to lift this up a little bit. So I'm just going to pull it up just so it's sliding right on the end of there. The actual wall is going to cover here, so that's no problem. And then what I want to do now is I want to squish this in once I've got this in the other side. So Shift D. Now we do want to rotate this one round. So we want to, I'm thinking probably, yeah, what I'll do is I'll rotate it round. So I'm going to press R, Z, 180. And then what I also want to do, because you can tell that they're pretty much the same along here. So what I want to do is also rotate it on the Y. So let's see then if I can rotate on the Y. So R, Y, or R, X. Yeah, we can see that we're not getting the right rotation on there. You can see it's kind of rotating at a really weird angle. And maybe that's because we didn't reset our transformation after. So what I'm going to do with this one instead is I'm just going to go to my shader. So shading panel. And instead of that, I'm going to press Tab, A, G, just move them around, and then that'll make it easy for us. Making sure that's the same now, and let's put that over this side. Let's just make sure that is going to slot in relatively easy. I'm going to grab this side and pull it out a little bit like so. Grab my roof then, and S and X, pull it in a little bit like so. And then what I want to do is now just check to make sure that these are looking kind of similar, which they are. Okay, so we've got all of that done now. Now what we want to do is we just want to come in and again, we want to have this material on there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over to here. I'm going to apply my geometry node. I think I'm not going to need anything so small like this. So I think I'll just apply it. So all I'm going to do is just going to hover over here, Control A, and apply that. Grab this one after, Control L, link materials. And then what I'm going to do now, come back to this one, take off, I think, yeah, this is roof. So I want this one taken off, like so. And then what I want to do now is unwrap these. So let's see if I can unwrap these the same way as I did with the other ones. So what I'll do is I'll press 7. I'll just go over the top and see if this works. Then I'm going to press U and project from view, like so. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to move these up to here, like so. Double tap the A. And then we'll just have a quick look at this to see what it looks like. Let's have a look round. And yes, that's looking pretty nice. So everything's looking good on there. Now, what we want to do is, for this last little bit on this, we just need to put some walls in here. And then what we'll do is we'll actually create the window for here, because then it'll mean that we've nearly actually got the front finished except the door, because this window down here is going to be exactly the same as here. Now we do need another big window on here, but again, once we've created these windows, it's easy because then we can use them over the other parts of the build. So it seems like we're doing a lot of work to get all of these in place, but honestly, most of the work now, as far as like the main build is done, is actually done. The other things are the lights and the little windows. But again, once you've actually got these in your asset manager, when you're coming to create, you know, a new asset, it's going to be really, really quick and easy. All right, everyone. So I hope you enjoyed that, and I'll see you on the next one. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.